Just waiting for the eyeballs to show up. Hi, everybody. It's Jenny J, 1911, and we are ready to get started here. All right. So it is pretty late for some people. I don't know how my East Coast viewers are going to feel about a broadcast this late, but it is Friday night. It's Friday night, late night, date night. So hopefully we'll get a few people in here and we'll be able to talk about some things, maybe continue some discussion that we had the other night that seemed to be going really well. And we'll talk about some 2A current events, some other current events, and, just talk a little bit about shooting and reloading and all that fun stuff that goes with it. Hey, Jeff, you got a front row seat? And Boogie Night, hey, good to see you. All right. So, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. It's Friday. I hope that everybody has, hey, Steven, hey, Critter. Make them party like a rock star and stay up past bedtime. I agree. And Critter says that, and he's down in Texas, so he can stay up late. Is Walter on tonight? Now, I don't know if Walter's going to be here or not. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll wait for the red curtain to part. And it might be past his bedtime. I don't know. You probably know him better than I do, Curtis, if it's past his bedtime or not. So, all right. So it's Friday. I hope everybody has their beverage of choice or their dessert of choice, or maybe you're just getting dinner started. I don't know. We had dinner tonight. We had nachos, and so we are ready to go. My cup is filled with ice water, so we're all set. And I may have some ice cream in the freezer for later, but hopefully my own children that are upstairs right now are not listening to this broadcast, because I don't want them to know that I have ice cream in the freezer. So that's mine. So anyway, we did go out to the range last night, and we tweaked our 38 special loads just a little bit, and they shot really, really well. Our 686-4 really seemed to like our new load, and we readjusted the crimp a little bit too on that, so it seemed to feed really well or shoot really well. And we also took the Black Hawk out and had no problems with that either. So Critter, Walter might have a hot date. I'm sure he does. He's probably got 2 or 3 hot dates tonight. So, hey, Affordable Armory, good to see you. And Tim, thanks for coming. And MacMan's here. So, yes, Critter, that is so true. They do raid the fridge at night. I know that for a fact, because I will come down in the morning and there will still be empty Eggo boxes in the freezer. Emphasis on empty. It drives me crazy when empty containers are left in the fridge or the freezer or the pantry. So yeah, we do know that very well around here. But anyway, yeah, we went out, we shot those new loads, and went really well. I don't know what it is about Thursday nights at the range, but there was nobody there, and it was super quiet. We went out to Ultimate Defense. Might have been why I picked my Ultimate Defense shirt to wear tonight. But we went out there and, had our choice of lanes to shoot from. And of course, my husband and I, we always share a lane. We like to shoot together. So we just take up one lane, and, we had at one time, there was 2 other guys that came in and shot from separate lanes, but they were way down the range from us. And it was like our own private range time. So it was kind of cool. So let's see. Or Affordable Armory, you still raid the fridge at night, but it's your fridge. Yeah. So if you leave empty boxes in it, who cares, right? There's not going to be anybody else to blame it on. So yeah, we did go out and do that. And today was Friday at school, and everybody's getting a little squirrely. It's the end of the school year. We have two weeks left, 2 instructional weeks left, and then we have finals week. So we're all counting down the days. Everybody's getting tired and ready for some warm weather and warm weather activities. So, hey, Uncle John, good to see you. And you know what? Been cheating on another channel. I don't even want to hear it because I have all the love for all the other channels. It's totally fine. So don't ever feel bad. And I know, sometimes we'll have some overlap of some shows. I do know that, who did I say? There was somebody on earlier tonight, and I was hoping that they started over an hour ago, so I didn't know how long they'd go. But, we're all kind of in this same game together, and I don't mind spreading the love. So as long as we're all supporting the same things, Second Amendment and just the love of shooting and guns and everything, it's all good. So, so Tim, your son has a week left in his college days. Crazy to think about. My oldest daughter, my 18-year-old, she's a senior this year, and she went to state competition for solo and ensemble at Mizzou yesterday. So I actually took the day off from work to go to that with her. And she, this was her senior year, and she said to me right before she went in the performance room, she said, "This is the last one of these you're going to go to." And I was like, don't tell me that. I cannot cope. So I'm trying not to think about, when she goes off to college this next year, and I don't know, it's going to be really weird. So I'm sure though she won't be a stranger because she'll need some laundry to be done, or she'll need money or something. So I'm sure she'll still show up from time to time. So anyway, before we get into the harder hitting news, I was kind of looking at current events earlier, and I saw the most interesting thing. I don't know where I've been, maybe hiding under a rock, but maybe you guys have heard of this. Apparently, Top Gun Maverick is a new Top Gun movie that is just coming out, and Tom Cruise is reprising his role as Maverick. He's now an instructor, and so apparently he's in it, and they have another person who is playing, I'm going to see if I can find his name here so that I can give credit where credit is due. Miles Teller is playing Bradley Rooster Bradshaw, who is the son of Goose. And I just thought that was really interesting. So apparently the reviews for this movie are really, really good. And I mean, I loved Top Gun. That was one of my favorite movies growing up. So I will definitely be going to see that. And, I think that's going to be, I don't know. I hope that it lives up to the hype, but I don't know. We'll see. And one thing that I saw was really interesting in the article. It says that the director, Joseph Kosinski, ended up with 800 hours of footage, or as much footage as the 3 Lord of the Rings movies combined. That is a crap ton of footage. So I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's a lot of footage for one movie. But apparently what happened was I'm trying to see here who it was. The director, I guess, had to teach the actors how to use camera equipment so that they could go up in the real life jets and be in charge of their own footage, because there isn't room for a camera crew, obviously. So the actors and pilots had to actually film their own footage while they were up in the cockpit. So I thought that was really interesting. And Tim, yes, Val Kilmer is going to be in it. He is reprising his role too as Iceman. And yeah, just really crazy. Really, really crazy. So looking more for the Marvel movies. Yeah, I am with you, Stephen. I love the Marvel movies. Such a huge fan of all the Marvel movies. So, you can't go wrong with Captain America or Thor. Oh, yeah, those are great. Iron Man, actually, I love him. I love his sense of humor. So, yeah, I really, really love Marvel movies too. Anything that's, action-y like that. So we actually did just watch tonight. We watched, what was the movie? What was that movie that we just watched? Geronimo. We watched Geronimo tonight before we did this. So that was actually a pretty good movie. And it was interesting to see. First of all, Robert Duvall is in that, and I swear he always looks the same age in every movie. And it was really interesting to see, and any movie that has revolvers is fun to watch. So anyway, let's get to some more critical issues like reloading and Second Amendment and shooting guns. So I'm going to scroll back through my comments here and see if anybody has, what's my number one powder for those pesky 223 rounds? I don't know. I don't load 223, so I can't tell you, but we do have some people in this side chat that I'm sure can tell us what they load, because that is going to be up to somebody. Let's see. Tim says IMR 4895. Okay. Very good. Let's see if anybody else. So if anybody wants to jump in and give Vic some advice for that would be awesome. So we really, what I want to get to is some current events tonight too. And I read an article earlier about a Texas man who shot an attempted carjacker who jumped in his car at a gas station pump. So in San Antonio, a carjacker got in a guy's car at a Quick Trip. And so as he was putting the car in reverse and trying to get away, the man who owned the car, I guess, grabbed his gun and shot. And I guess he did hit the guy. And so it's currently under investigation. It says that the victim took out a gun and shot him several times. The suspect was attempting to steal the car. The victim took out a gun and shot him several times, according to the report. So the suspect was taken to a local hospital where he's in critical condition, and the incident is currently under investigation. So here is my question to the viewers. Obviously, we're told as when we carry stuff that we should only shoot under extreme circumstances. And so I'm just wondering where your thoughts are in the fact that this person was stealing this guy's car. Okay. He was taking probably one of the guy's most expensive assets and trying to make off with it. So what do you all think about that? Because, I'm sure that people who don't support the Second Amendment are going to say that he acted rashly and unnecessarily and that he should have just let the guy drive away. So what do you all think about that? Uncle John says one for the good guy. I would have to say I agree. I mean, you know, it's at what point do we start standing up for ourselves, right? So I don't know. It's interesting because I feel like, slowly and slowly, more and more and more, we're going to have our rights taken away, our privileges taken away as being able to carry. And let's see. Hipparchus, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. He valued his life less than the defender's car. The guy who was stealing the car. That makes sense. Stephen Hall, shoot if necessary. Yeah. Tim says, stealing is against the law. Car can be a weapon as well. That is a very, very valid and great point. I agree, because we don't know. This guy could have been intending to back over the guy that ended up shooting, right? I mean, we don't know. He could have potentially hurt somebody in his getaway, or maybe even intended to hurt somebody. I mean, we can't prove that he didn't, right? Or that he wasn't saying that, or he wasn't thinking that. So done right maintenance. So anyway, I started blasting. Affordable armory. Okay. So in Tennessee, you cannot use lethal force to defend property. Okay. Well, but obviously it wasn't lethal force because the guy was just injured critically. So where does that fall? Have the car. Now, if your family is in the car, if your family, that is a different story. I say that only because I don't trust the legal end. Yeah. See, it's sticky. Norman, nice to see you. He says it depends on your state laws. That's true. And as we know, this was in Texas. So Texas is pretty pro 2A. And it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out because, hopefully the guy has gotten one of the, U.S. Law Shield or USCCA on his side that he can, have some legal defense, because it's not going to be cheap probably for him. It's too easy these days. Uncle John says, seems only taxpayers have to follow the law. Yeah. Let's see, Critter. I stay strapped and at home just in case the armadillos attack. Critter, being that you're from Texas, how do you probably are more familiar with Texas law. How's this going to play out? I would be interested to hear your thought on that. Let's see. Uncle John says, if you're homeless in Seattle, you can shoot heroin on downtown sidewalks. Sad. Oh, that is really sad. And then if you overdose, guess who's going to be paying for your medical intervention? Yep. We know, the taxpayers. Yeah. Boogie Nights, good to see you. I would think it would fall under the castle law. Reloader 762. We call those armored opossums. Yeah. So yeah, Uncle John, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. What's at 3 p.m.? I'm trying to figure out what 3 p.m. is. The attacker will face prosecution. The victim will get no build. Okay, so Critter, who is down there, that is what he says. The attacker will face prosecution. The victim will get no build. Okay. All right. Norman, thanks for jumping in on the 223 conversation. Reloaded 7 is also quite good. Good. Yeah, that's not something I'm familiar with yet. Not having done any 223s. So, all right. So, I wanted to go back to the conversation that we were having the other night that seemed to be getting a lot of attention. And we were talking about teachers who carry. And we had a lot of people leaning toward pro carry for teachers, and we had a couple who were on the other side of that. And so I said, go ahead and let that ruminate. And somebody made the comment, well, we have to, everybody has to know what ruminate means first. So hopefully you all let that ruminate and you're able to think about it a little bit. So go ahead and jump in. Tell me if you had any additional thoughts on that. I did have a student apparently at school who had watched part of that conversation, and she came in the next day and she said, I caught some of your live last night. And I said, oh, that's cool. It's not marked for kids, just so we're all clear here. I never advocate that kids should be watching my channel. It's marked not for kids, but I can't help it if they lie about their age. So anyway, that's on the parents. And so I just wondered what everybody was thinking about that, because, it made me start thinking after I ended that broadcast. I started thinking, okay, well, what about other professions? There are many other professions who encounter things all the time that could potentially be a dangerous situation. And, some people may encounter, I don't know, somebody who is threatening in some situation. For example, people who do all this food delivery or grocery delivery now, they're in potentially bad situations. They don't know where they're delivering or who they're delivering to. We actually had a case when I lived in Indiana still. We had a case in Lafayette, Indiana, where a pizza deliverer went to deliver a pizza and actually was murdered. He was shot and killed by the people he was delivering the pizza to. And it came out that they actually had intended for that to happen. It was completely set up, and they intended to shoot the person who delivered their pizza. So, in that instance, would it have been a good idea for that pizza delivery driver to have been carrying? So, I'm just curious. And also, he was, if I remember correctly, he was also carrying, and he did shoot one of his attackers before he died. So, it's always good to be able to defend yourself. And where do we draw the line when we say, you shouldn't be carrying in this position? So, we see all those videos. I see all the videos all the time of people who either are working at a convenience store or even I've seen like people that work at jewelry stores and pawn shops and all kinds of places where they end up, or they're just patronizing one of these places, and a robbery ends up being stopped in progress because somebody has a gun on them, and they're able to actually, be the good guy and defend the innocent people and take care of the bad guy. So, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what everybody thinks about all of that. Critter. Ruminate sounds too much like fumigate. Well, if the shoe fits. All right. So let's get back here into some of these comments. Boogie Nights agrees with Critter that about the attacker facing prosecution and the victim will get no billed. Okay, that's good. All right, so that sucks. Boo, Texas, Tim says. All right. Tim, I believe it's legal in Missouri depending on the school. So as far as I know, it's not. I was actually trying to look online yesterday and see what the rule is for Missouri, since that's where I live. And I didn't see that it is. I do know also on college campuses, it is not legal. I did see that for University of Missouri, so Mizzou, they now have 4 campuses where people are allowed to keep a gun in their car. People who are employed there are allowed to keep a gun in their car. But I think the article said, and that just happened a few months ago, that this became okay on those campuses. So it's very slowly coming around, I think. But I think at, elementary and middle and high schools, I don't think that it's a possibility yet. So I have to look into that further. Uncle John, I'm sorry you've had some bad roommates in your days. I'm always telling my daughter, as soon as you go off to college, do not be a bad roommate, because she doesn't know she's going to be rooming with a complete stranger at the beginning of the year. So sorry to whoever that is, because she can be kind of slobby sometimes. Okay, so Critter, I'm a CCW, can go up to the door of a school but cannot cross the threshold. Yeah, and I know some schools, even they say on any school property. So the school where our kids attend, there is right at the front driveway. As soon as you turn into the school, to the campus of their school, and they have an elementary, a middle, and a high school on their campus, there is a no guns permitted sign right there. So I know that in that case, they say no guns. So affordable armory, doctors and nurses come to mind. Yeah, I agree, especially when they're dealing with, I would say like ER, especially. It just seems like that would be a place where they would be. And I know I have seen EMS drivers, people like that, they do carry. So I know there are some places, automatically that can. Tim, thanks so much. Law enforcement, it's legal. Corrections is legal outside the prison, of course. Yes, absolutely. Thank goodness for that. Oh, hey, there's a Fort Worth gun show this weekend. That would be fun to go to. Hey, Michael Dunn, good to see you. Thanks for showing up. All right, Norman, I said that when the Sandy Hook shooting took place, armed and trained teachers plus other staff. Yes, thank you, Norman. I really honestly, truly wish that more people would have that mindset. And honestly, Sandy Hook happened, how many years ago has that been now? I want to say, 12 years? About? I'm trying to think. Probably about that. 11 or 12 years. I mean, and so why haven't we come further with that? Honestly, really, why hasn't this progressed further than that by now? Stephen Hall, I work in production, so we have security in and around a building on a regular basis. No firearms allowed. Yeah. Yeah, and I think, of course, you would not want everybody you work with to be able to carry either into the workplace, because I think we've all worked with some people that we know probably shouldn't be carrying. Hello, it's me. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for showing up. Let's see. Oh, interesting, Tim. One of the guys who invented the bulletproof vest was a pizza delivery guy. Huh. I did not know that. Learn something new every day. Let's see. Bending Ballistics, good to see you. What's up? Let's see here. Work maintenance at low barrier and transitional government housing. Seen a lot. Regular de-escalation training. No weapons allowed for us. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. So you have to learn. I can imagine you've seen so much in transitional government housing. Yeah. And that's interesting. You have de-escalation training, but no weapons allowed. Huh. I don't know. It kind of seems like that might be a place where you would want to be able to carry too. Let's see. Yes, Jeff. Great point. Everyone thinks that shoot, 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 but also add in that you'll need to live with your choice of taking a life, even if it's justified. I agree. You have to, you know, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. And that's even something I know we've talked about in our CCW class. We've talked about it in all of our instructor courses. You know, that's a topic that comes up. Like, you have to be ready to, you know, accept if that's what you are pushed in the corner to do. You have to be ready to live with that too. So, Norman, an Uber driver saved his life and passenger as well by stopping a man who said he had a gun and was going to mess him. The Uber driver was faster and stopped him. He didn't get fired for carrying. Well, that is definitely one thing. If I was driving people around, oh heck yes, I would definitely be ready to defend myself. I mean, just letting people in my car like that, yeah. So let's see. Hey, Echo's here. Good to see you. Glad you made it. Reloader 762. Yeah, this was a comment that we were talking about the other night. When I was in high school, we carried our shotguns and deer rifles in the gun racks on our trucks. It was never an issue. We had a shooting team and had hunter safety classes at school. Yes. I went to a very rural high school also in Northwest Ohio. And yeah, we had pickup trucks with gun racks, with guns in the gun racks that parked at school all day. Never any problems. So yeah, that's just a thing that happens or used to happen, I guess. All right, let's see here. Michael Dunn, I think maybe companies should try to put their employees in body armor. I know my wife hates to work alone some days at Dollar General. Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, especially if you're working alone, that'd be really, really, really scary. Let's see. Bending ballistics. What divisions of comp shooting are you wanting to start shooting? You know, I'm really not sure yet. I'm still looking into it, and you know, I'm always open to anybody telling me what the, you know, pluses or minuses of certain comp shooting competitions are. That would be, you know, definitely a conversation that I'm always willing to have, because everybody has an opinion about what is the best comp shooting, and I'm always open to suggestions. So just starting out, I don't know yet. Not sure yet. Let's see. The same people saying open carry will cause Western gunfights. Yeah, Critter. I know. They think that we're all going to show up with our revolvers and just, you know, our spurs on our boots. And Uncle John, it is true. It is a scary, scary world out there. I agree. So Critter used to have his dog ride with him when he drove in South Dallas. Critter, did your dog pack heat too? I mean, did you like have a little holster for your dog? And I'm just teasing. I know you didn't, but that would be kind of cute, right? Let's see. Michael Dunn, it's a mindset you need to be in. Some people cannot even handle shooting an animal. Yeah, that's true. I mean, not, you know, there are a lot of people who shoot guns but don't hunt, right? And you know, I think that that's a whole different class of, you know, classification of people who shoot. So Tim is signing out. Thank you so much, Tim, for showing up for a little bit. And yep, I hope you have a blessed weekend too. Thank you so much for being here. So let's see. Uncle John, security would walk our female employees to our cars after dark, but they only packed walkie-talkies. Yeah. You know, I used to work in a bank, and there were times where I would have a male employee walk me to my car just because something kind of creepy would have happened that day or whatever. And I just didn't feel safe walking through a parking lot, even if it was still daylight sometimes. And you know what? I honestly think that you just can't ever be too cautious. And that's what I'm always telling my own kids. I think that right now, especially teenagers they have their faces plastered to their phones all the time. And, I see kids walking to the bus stop and everything else. They walk down the hallway at school with their face in their phone, and they have no awareness of what's happening around them. And that terrifies me, because I'm always telling my kids, be aware of your surroundings. Even if you're with other people, you can't ever be too cautious. You have to be aware of your surroundings. And, my 18-year-old going to college this next year, it is a scary, scary thought that, my kid might be walking across campus some night or even during the daylight and, not paying attention, and something could happen. So, I just, yeah, I feel like if kids are taught firearm safety and firearm awareness, I think it probably helps them just become more aware of their surroundings in general. And I think even when I started shooting, and then when I got my CCW, I really think I became a lot more aware and focused on what was happening around me, just looking at people and watching people more closely. And I think that a lot of people just don't pay attention. And it's really, really scary. When we were out at one of our ranges, we were out at Gateway in Bridgeton, Missouri, a week or so ago. Somebody told me about a man who was hiding under cars in the Cabela's parking lot, which is very close to where Gateway is actually at. And he was hiding under the cars. And when women would come out of Cabela's and get in their cars, he was actually, he was like grabbing their ankles. And then he actually started increasing his activity and actually cutting their ankles. And so he was getting away with it. And so apparently the chief of police, the local chief of police, found out this was happening. And well, obviously he knew it was happening. And he actually was at Cabela's one day with his wife, and they walked out of the store together. And he didn't say anything to his wife, but she kind of went a few feet ahead of him. And sure enough, as she approached the car, this man reached out from under the car and grabbed at her ankles. And the police chief was ready and actually, had his hand on his gun and was ready and actually shot him. And they were able to get this guy. But, this guy had gotten away with this. And it's just really scary to think that, he was escalating. His behavior was escalating. And all these women, women especially, I think, do not pay attention in parking lots. And it's very, very scary to see, I see so many women walk through a parking lot with their face in their phone and not paying any attention at all. And, let's be honest. If somebody's going to get strong armed in a parking lot, it's going to be a female over a man. So, that's kind of one of my goals too, as a firearms instructor, is to be able to increase awareness to women, especially, and A, make them more comfortable with their firearm, and B, make them more aware all the time. And, there are many ways that you can defend yourself and be ready. So yeah, I just, it's really scary. Guys, if you have women in your life, make sure that you're always preaching to them the importance of being attentive and paying attention. So apparently Critter's dog was nicknamed Asshole. And Critter had a hard time bringing his dates home because of that dog. I had one of those same dogs, actually, Critter, and his name was Joey. He was the cutest dog ever, but he did not like it when I was dating. So yeah, not a good combination. So apparently that guy was actually called the Cabela's leg cutter guy. Right? Yeah. So really, really, if you look up the story, I want to say that I heard it happened about 5 years ago, maybe. So yeah, pretty scary. Let's see. Uncle John, a dude just got shot walking his dogs at 6 a.m. just up the street, and I live in a good neighborhood. See? I mean, this guy's just out innocently walking his dogs. And for what reason did he get shot? That's just, yeah. Boogie Nights, you're so right, Jenny. Most people don't practice situational awareness. Yeah, absolutely true. And, I find even when we're sitting in a restaurant to eat or whatever, I'm always looking at the door. I'm looking at people as they're moving around. You just never know. I think that you cannot ever be too aware. Michael, your daughter carries a lot of different handheld weapons and mace. There's a lot of shady men out there lurking in parking lots at colleges. Yeah, I know. And I've actually, I not only carry my pistol, but I also do carry my knife because I feel like you cannot have too many things. And I know there are people who carry a firearm and a knife and mace, or pepper spray. I think that it's just, you can't be too safe, honestly. So, let's see. Steven, I grew up in the mountains, taught me to pay attention to your surroundings. Yeah. That's true. Also, because you never know when Sasquatch is going to show up. Not that I'm condoning shooting Sasquatch, but you just never know. And, if you ever watch any Bigfoot footage, sometimes we get sucked in that rabbit hole on YouTube and we watch all the Bigfoot footage, and yeah, we see how scary Bigfoot can be sometimes. And, sometimes you hear people recounting stories about him growling and stuff. I don't know if I'd be able to handle that. So, let's see. Michael Dunn. Yes, that's right. The dollar bill scam on cars' windshields. Yep, that's right. Where people would get in and then they would see the money on their windshield and then they'd get back out and they'd reach for it and they'd get grabbed. Yeah. I mean, and let's be honest, human trafficking is a thing too, right? And I'm always telling my girls, if you go to a store, even if you're just walking around in the store, pay attention, because you just never know who's watching you. And it's pretty scary to think about. Yeah, bending ballistics. This is why my daughter shoots comps with us. Yeah. I mean, honestly, you can never have too much practice shooting a gun, right? And, last night when we went to the range, we shot a couple revolvers, and I shot my Hellcat a lot just because I want to stay in practice with it all the time. And, I want to make sure that I can shoot at a variety of ranges, from a variety of distance, just to make sure that I am very comfortable with my firearm that I'm carrying with me. So, Hipparchus, or I'm sorry, I know I'm probably never saying that right, but Yes, it is creepy. Very, very creepy. Uncle John, they shot his dog too? That is terrible. Tread. That's a new name I haven't seen. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you. And restaurant, sit with your back to the wall if possible. I have heard that that is something that law enforcement does. They make a practice of doing that. And I actually, I do the same thing too. I think that's also kind of why I like to sit in a booth because, I feel like I can see out without being seen quite as much too. So, yeah, I think it's always a good idea to sit not with your back to the door if you can help it. Let's see. Number one rule, be prepared. Yeah, that's true. They teach you that in Boy Scouts too, right, Uncle John? Michael Dunn, she keeps a taser in her car too. Yeah. And like even those, they make those alarm things like that you can wear around your neck and you pull the little safety off of, I guess, that makes a really loud noise that could scare a potential attacker away. There are so many things. I think I'm going to have to do a video on this. I think that might be a good idea just to like lay all the things out there and say, here are the positives of these things, because sometimes, you may be close range or you may have a lot of other people around you or whatever. And so there are a lot of different situations to take into consideration. Oh, I pronounced it perfectly. Thank you. Yay. It's been bothering me, so I'm glad. All right. So let's see. Hello, it's me. A neighbor basically forced his way into my girlfriend's car while I was with her. He was heavily intoxicated, but luckily I was oh, yeah. That's very scary. Hopefully that was not a neighbor for long. Yeah. Too scary. Let's see. Thank you, Hipparchus. I can sleep better now. Michael Dunn, great question. Has my daughter shot any more after that day at the range? Just curious if she's into it or not. So I actually have the two daughters, and my older daughter, the 18-year-old, the one that's ready to go off to college, she's totally into it. She loves shooting, loves it. And embarrassingly enough for me, she outshoots me. Like, she is a great shot, and I don't understand why or how, but she just gets up there and she's super calm about it, and she just shoots, and she is very accurate. But she's really, really into it. My other daughter, she has shot since that day. My younger daughter, the 15-year-old, she has shot on a few occasions, but she's just not, it's not her thing. It's like, we like to take her out and kind of, keep her brushed up on it. But it's not something that she asks to go do. So, we still feel that it's important for her to at least understand how to use a gun. But yeah, so one likes it, one does not. And then of course, my stepson also shoots, and he loves to shoot. He's a remarkable marksman. And so two of our three kids love to shoot. So that's also why we reload, because, as long as we're not shooting 22s, we are reloading, because there are 4 of the 5 of us who shoot regularly. So yeah. Let's see. Drew, hi, welcome. And thank you so much. Hello back to you. And yes, I think we're all learning something interestingly new just by being here together. Hey, Brian's Custom Canvas. Good to see you. Doing the Hokey pokey song dance, putting my right foot in and about take it back out. Oh, your brother-in-law just went in for heart surgery, a quad bypass and valve replacement. Oh, wow. Well, definitely lifting him up in some prayers, Brian, and hoping that that all works out and that his healthcare attendants are, have a steady hand and clear mind to be able to help him. So, and hopefully everybody in your family is doing okay during this time too. So, Critter, as a father, it might not be her thing, but she will learn how to handle it. Yes, that's exactly our thought too. We just want her to not be afraid of it. She, I think it's very important to have a healthy respect, not a fear of firearms. So, yeah, I agree, Brian. It's good, better late than never, right? And because it's Friday night, here was my thought behind this. I thought, it's Friday night. I don't have to work tomorrow. I know some people do, but since it's Friday night, we can all stay up a little bit later, right? So that's why I thought we can I hope everybody brought a pillow in their blankie and, they can snuggle in for the long haul and just, we can converse for as long as, we want to converse. So, let's see. Bending Ballistics, you want to let me know if you want to do a live together on comp shooting. That would be awesome. I'll definitely hit you up sometime. You can definitely reach out to me and we can figure something out. So that'd be really cool. Let's see. Yeah. Echo, party like a rock star with 2 hit singles. That's right. That's right. We all get our 15 minutes of fame, right? When we're on the Jenny J 1911 live stream. So, yeah, I actually was looking at hats tonight. Speaking of, so I mentioned to everybody, I think on Tuesday night, that I have officially been accepted as media at the NRA show in Houston on Memorial Day weekend or Memorial Weekend. And we will be there. So the event is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to drive down Thursday and we will head out then on Sunday. So we'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so I'm just curious, first of all, check in with me in the chat if you are going to be at the NRA show, because I would absolutely love to be able to meet some of you. And it would be so cool to be able to put some faces with names and, get to chat with you guys in person. And so hopefully, I was actually looking at the list last night of all the people who will be there, the musicians that are going to be there, the people who will be there in the exposition hall and at a booth. So it'll be really cool. I cannot wait. I'll be walking around. We'll have the camera. And so we've kind of been, making plans for what we're going to be taking with us. And so I thought, all right, now is the time. I have to get my Jenny J shirts going, and I need some Jenny J hats. And that way, because otherwise people may not, I don't know, they may see me in person and be like, not realize. And so I want people to be able to, come up to me and introduce themselves and tell me if you have, been talking with me online here. And it would be just really cool to get to meet up with some of you. So yeah, let me know if any of you are going to be there. And of course, SHOT Show is in the works, and that would be so cool to be able to get to go to that too. I've heard that I should be able to get into that, so we'll see. But while we are at the NRA show, we are going to be doing some recording. We'll record some videos, and we're also going to be doing some lives from the NRA show. So we're definitely going to be taking plenty of battery packs for our camera and, all the equipment that we need. And so you'll have to look out for that schedule as that gets pushed out to you guys too. So if you cannot be there in Houston that weekend, you'll be able to catch it, at least some of the highlights and stuff on this channel. And it'd be really cool to have everybody be able to tune in and do that. Let's see. Affordable Armory, me too, but I'm probably not going. Oh no. You have to go. You have to go. It would be so much fun. Let's see. Okay. Military cadet hat with Jenny 1911 across the brow line. So yeah, I was actually thinking about having Jenny J 1911 logo, just like on the cup, without the YouTube, of course, but have that on the hat, and then have right here on the brim of the hat, have it say like J Crew. And I was toying with the idea of somewhere in a little secret place having it stitched to say, "Hi everybody," because anybody who has watched any of my videos knows I didn't realize that was going to become one of my catchphrases. Honestly, when I made the first couple of videos, I was clueless. I was like, I don't know what to say. Like, how do I start this? And so I just was like, oh, I guess I just say hi to everybody. And that's just how that happens. So, Critter, I wonder, where is the NRA show at? It's at the George R. Brown Convention Center in Houston, Texas. So, Critter, maybe you can come. Let's see. Michael Dunn, I haven't forgotten about emailing you for Tumblr. Oh, no worries at all, Michael. You know where to reach me. JennyJ1911@usa.com. I had to think about it, but yeah, JennyJ1911@usa.com. Let's see. Steven, Texas is still a little ways away from me. Hopefully someday we can meet and shoot together. Oh yes, I would totally love that, Steven. And we have talked about that because you also have lots of good climbing where you're at, Steven. So it's definitely a place that is on my list to go. So, and Affordable Armory and I have talked about shooting too. We've said, I said, I'll bring my husband down. We'll meet up in Tennessee, and maybe we can go find Hickok somewhere around too. I don't know. So we'll just make a big old shooting party of it. Let's see. Michael Dunn, Texas is a long ways from you too. Michael, I'm not sure where you were at, but Texas is a little ways from me. We have determined it's going to take about 14 hours, I think, for us to drive there. 12. But by the time we stop for, potty breaks and food breaks and stretch your leg breaks, I'm going to guess probably about 14. So, let's see. Critter, that's a 5-hour drive from you, from your place to Texas. Yeah. Oh, wow, Critter, you're closer to St. Louis than to Houston. Well, what are you waiting for? Come to St. Louis. Let's see. Okay. Ryan's custom canvas. He wants a hat in blue. That is the plan. Of course, it has to be in blue. Blue is my favorite color. And yes, absolutely. The hat is going to be in blue. I do have the style picked out already, and I will tell you, it is a blue hat. So yay for blue. Let's see. J1911 on the brim at an angle. Okay. I'm so glad that I have like all of your like awesome advice, because I'm not a guy. I don't know what guys want on their hats and how to wear a hat. And I know my husband likes like, comfortable hats, um, like the non-stiff trucker hats, not with the big flat bill or whatever. That's out. It's not going to be a flat bill, just so you all know. Tread, Hickok is your brother's neighbor. That is very cool. I may be a little I don't know, a little starstruck when it comes to Hickok 45. So, you can't get much cooler than that, right? Because in my book, especially, I feel like I relate to him, but I also look up to him because he's a retired school teacher. I think maybe Hickok 45 and Walter Bunning and I could start, our own little club of retired shooting school teachers. So it would be, it would be a really cool club to be in. Let's see. Okay. Oh, Uncle John must be signing out. This was cool, Jenny. Thanks for having you. You are so welcome. You are always welcome here, Uncle John. So, oh, Michael Dunn, you are far away. Minnesota. Ugh. Yeah. So, Michael Dunn, do you go ice climbing in Minnesota? Because there is some ice climbing up there. That would be, that would be really cool. We love ice climbing. In case you didn't know, we actually went ice climbing for our honeymoon. Not many people can say that they go ice climbing for their honeymoon, but we did do that. So, let's see. Michael, yes. Dylan Blue. It's not quite Dylan Blue. It's a little closer to my cup blue, just because the Dylan Blue has been really hard to find in a hat. And we've found a really great local place that stitches the hats or embroiders the hats. And so, I really want to go through this guy and give him my business. And he gave me the website where he gets his supply of hats. So there are tons and tons of colors, but I have not seen one that's really exact to the Dylan Blue. So, yeah, we're always looking for that, of course. That would be the optimal color. But let's see. Bending Ballistics. I have a mile range. You guys can come and shoot at my private range. A mile long range, 170 yard range, and a 350 carbine range in Kentucky. So Bending Ballistics, approximately where are you in Kentucky? And the reason I ask is because we actually love to go climb in Kentucky at Red River Gorge. That's one of our very, very most favorite places to go climb. It is absolutely gorgeous in that area. So if you're close to that, especially, that would be a really great trip for us to make. So let's see. 4-hour flight for Brian's custom cams. Yeah, exactly. Because you're on the East Coast, which I'm very impressed. It's 11 o'clock for you, and you are here on our show. So kudos to you. Yeah, exactly. Affordable Armory, Old Ford Blue or Dylan Blue. Same thing. Yep, exactly. Yeah. Oh, Critter. Waiting to score the lottery to afford gas. I have a 19-year-old truck. Well, I hear you. So I've mentioned it before. I have a Jeep Wrangler, and it is sucking the life out of me right now because of gas prices. And I get about if I'm lucky, I get about 17 miles per gallon. Yeah. So we will not be driving that to Texas. No, because that would just suck the life right out of me if we had to pay for the gas to go to Texas in that thing. So let's see. I'm going to a show on Sunday, but I'm a Minnesota guy, so hopefully next time. Jeff is also Minnesota. Wow, so many Minnesota people. I've never actually been to Minnesota, but I would love to go sometime. Let's see. I wear a cadet cap with American flag on the forehead. I pretty much live in it. Yeah. I actually have something similar to that I like to shoot into, and it's got the American flag on it. So, Michael Dunn, ice climbing, never heard of it. Oh, whatever. I don't believe you. Let's see. Bending Ballistics. Okay, so you are near Clarksville, Tennessee. Okay. So the Bowling Green, Kentucky area. So right on the border of Tennessee and Kentucky. Okay. The land of Corvettes. Clarksville is where Hickok lives. Oh, very cool. I actually didn't know specifically where he lived. I just know what his range looks like and know that we hear cars and sometimes the helicopters flying over when he makes a joke about, uh-oh, they found me. Let's see. Jer Bear, hey, good to see you. Just stopping in to say hello to all my fellow patriots. Hello back to you, Jer Bear. It's great to see you. So I'm trying to think. I realized that somebody, and correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like it was Jer Bear. So stick with me for a second. I noticed that one of my subscribers lives in Northwest Ohio. And I'm from Northwest Ohio. So I was just curious where in Northwest Ohio. So if any of you are from Northwest Ohio, let me know, because that would be, really small world, right? So let's see. Michael, I agree. I need more YouTube shows to afford the gas. And so, yes, if you guys are watching my YouTube videos at any point, I'm very sorry for all the ads that pop up all the time, but that's how the monetization happens. So, yeah, I haven't figured the whole thing out yet. I just know that I'm supposed to make money from those ads, but so far that's not really happening. So, I'm sure in time I'll get a good feel for it. But yes, we do have lots and lots of plans for videos coming up. So as I've said before, we're going to be doing a range series, a range and local gun shop series for, around Missouri and Illinois, places that are really, really cool that I want you guys to be able to see. And so they're going to be letting us in. I've made contact with quite a few of these places that are very special and unique. And I want you guys to be able to see it and just see, all the places that are out there. And then you can let me know, what kind of places that you have like that local to you. And we even have plans in the works at one of our ranges. I won't say which one yet because I want to surprise you, but we have some plans for even some aerial footage. So yeah, that's all stuff that's coming up. Plus, I have a date with Missouri Bullets. We'll be going out and visiting them. We also are going on a tour at Weber Tactical. And if you guys don't know who Weber Tactical is, please make sure you look them up. They do lots of comp gear and they're really, really cool. So they are very local to us. They are just down the road basically from us here in St. Charles, Missouri. And they have a really cool facility. They do all kinds of cool things. So we're going to be taking a tour of that and pushing out a video to you guys so you can see what they do. And we've got some other videos in the works. I am going to be doing a Hellcat Pro cleaning video because there really aren't many of those out there right now. Well, not any that I've seen. There are the Hellcat cleaning videos, but no pro cleaning videos. And so we've been working on that one too. And hopefully they actually look for that one tomorrow night. So that's something I'm going to be getting finished up tomorrow, hopefully. And you guys will be able to see that tomorrow night. Look for it tomorrow night, Sunday. And, so yeah, we have a lot of things in the works. And of course, some reloading videos. Definitely gonna be working on more reloading stuff. And you know, I think that reloading really is at the heart of what we do here on this channel. And it's kind of one of those things that I think more people are going to be getting into, especially as we see components becoming more available, which we have been seeing components become more available, at least online so far. So hopefully that translates into these things being able to come back into our local shops very, very soon too. So let's see. GGW Reloading. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Glad you're here. Let's see. Jeff, that's interesting. I believe Hickok is Matt from Demolition Ranch's uncle. Huh. I love Demolition Ranch. That is one of my favorites, honestly. Their trailer that they have on their channel right now, where they shoot through the big bricks of soap, I was so fascinated by that. It just made me want to go out and shoot all different kinds of things. And, just seeing, I thought it was a really good representation, seeing how those, how those rounds go into the soap, and they all react differently at different times in the soap as they travel through the soap. So it was really cool to see that. But that guy's got a great sense of humor too. It's so funny. He's so funny to watch. So let's see. Chris from the 740 is from Ohio. Yeah, I knew that. I don't think he's from Northwest Ohio though, Michael. There was somebody that, okay. I know there was somebody, and I don't remember. It's one of my subscribers, and I just happened across his channel the other day, and it said Northwest Ohio, and he showed like all the snow and everything that they just gotten, and I thought, yep, looks just like home. Jer Bear, you're in southeastern Michigan. Interesting. I've been to southeastern Michigan quite a bit, so not too far. I actually, went up to, so one thing that you guys don't know about me is growing up, my dad had a steam engine. It was a 19 horsepower Keck Donnerman. So if you all know what, know anything about threshing machines, separators, and, all that stuff, my dad owned a steam engine. So I grew up, he actually had that before I was born. So I grew up learning how to run his steam engine, and, shoveling coal into the firebox and throwing wood into the firebox. And it was one of those really cool things that not a lot of kids get to do. So I had a lot of friends in the steam engine world who lived in southeastern Michigan. So, and they're still there to this day too, even. So I'm very familiar with that area. Let's see here. What other comments are we getting? I keep getting behind because I just keep talking. No worries. I just have the trigger finger waiting for the infamous skip button during the ad. I know. And we were researching, we were trying to figure out the other day, how does that work when people skip the ad? I don't think we get paid, or we don't get paid as much for it if you skip the ad, but I do the same thing. I mean, unless it's a really good ad. And I've actually seen some cool ads on some of my videos. I've seen Ancestry, which I'm really into genealogy. So I love that I have an Ancestry ad on my videos. I've seen Jeep ads, which is cool because I drive a Jeep. I've seen all kinds of like ads at Expedia. I mean, all these ads that I'm like, oh, wow, those are pretty cool ads to have. Now, when I get ads for something like, I don't know, a Dylan ad or maybe a Winchester or some kind of Smith and Wesson ad or something like that. That'd be really, really cool. So let's see here. Oh, I'm trying to get caught up on my try Patreon. You know what? Ugh, Brian, good that you mentioned that. I actually do have a Patreon. I haven't even told any of you this. I signed up for Patreon about a month ago and I have done nothing with it. I haven't put it on my channel. I should probably do that, right? Because I don't even know. I don't even really know for sure how it works. I think there's got to be some kind of incentive for it. So, but yeah, that'd be probably something I should do since I did start one a month or so ago. Michael Dunn, you wish you had more ranges in Minnesota. We just have a few, but they're all indoors. Yes, I know. I agree. I like to be outdoors too. Outdoor shooting, I don't know. It's just, and we've got a couple of outdoor ranges here. There is an outdoor range here called Bench Rest, and basically somebody needs to die for you to be able to become a member there, from what I understand. It is a really, really cool range. They have like platforms where you can shoot off of and all kinds of things. And so we would love to be able to try out Bench Rest someday. Hint, hint, if anybody out there is a member at Bench Rest, take me as your guest. That'd be so cool. But, yeah, outdoor shooting is just cannot be beat. We also do go to bush conservation, preserve, whatever. They have a very, very nice outdoor range. But there are, of course, at places like that, there are also lots of very strict guidelines that you need to follow, in that they make you chain your booth off. And, you have to, because they let everybody go down range all at the same time. And so I want to say that your shooting time in your booth is about 10 minutes. And then they cease fire, and everybody needs to unload and lay their guns down and step out and put the chain across, and they flip a little flag so that they know that you're ready. Every booth has a flag that you have to flip. And I love when we go to Passaw up in Illinois, Passaw Park, just because when you go out there to shoot, you're kind of under your own guidance. And it's been a lot of fun to go up there and shoot and just have all the different ranges at your disposal. So it's pretty cool. All right. So let's see. Bending Ballistics. You're good friends with Matt from Demo Ranch. Rerun 3 gun together. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, he is hilarious when he was doing that ad and he's throwing all his guns away because he doesn't need them anymore because he has the security system. I've watched that several times, just not because I'm going to buy one of those, but because I just think it's funny. So let's see. Stephen Hall is going to bed. I don't blame you, Stephen. Get some rest, take care of yourself, and I'll be in touch again soon. So thanks for tuning in, Stephen. Let's see. Drew Bradley. A YouTube channel, in case you didn't know about it, offers a great deal of rifle loading info for PRS and precision loading. Being you mentioned you look forward to longer range shooting. Yeah. And I haven't really done any longer range shooting yet, but I really think it'd be a lot of fun. But there is nothing that I have said, about shooting, that doesn't sound fun. I even want to try archery. So my husband has done archery competitively too. And so that's going to be, that's on my list of things to do. I've wanted to try archery forever and ever and ever. And so that's going to be, the next thing that we try, or that I try. Obviously he already knows what he's doing. He and his son both have shot competitively. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm always open to any kind of shooting of anything that can be shot. So, um, let's see. Drew, is it okay if you mention this channel? I'm not sure what I mean, I don't think anybody who's on YouTube minds having their channel mentioned. And just a little side note also, I have shot one other thing that I'm really not good at. I have found a thing that I really actually quite frankly suck at shooting, and that is a blow dart gun. So when I was younger, I played the oboe, and which is a wind instrument in case anybody doesn't know. I played the oboe. It looks a lot like a clarinet. And so I'm used to playing that and blowing through that. And so my husband, one day when we moved to the St. Louis area this last summer, we were unboxing things and he found their blowguns. And so we set it up in the basement and set up some targets. And he said, "Here, give this a try." And I didn't realize, I don't know, I didn't understand, I guess. And so the first couple of times I blew too slow and it kind of just made like a sound. And he didn't let me use the actual darts with it because he didn't know how well I would do with it. So we used the little plastic darts with the ball on the end. And yeah, I may have gotten it stuck in my blowgun just because I didn't know how to do it. And yeah, so I'm still working on that skill. That's not one of my skills. That and roping, not one of my skills. If you notice my video where there is roping happening of the target for the one where I was wearing the cowboy hat, that was not me roping. You probably all figured that. I'll let you in on a little insider secret here. That was my husband. So shout out to him. Props to him for being able to do that. But he was also a champion roper back in the day. So yeah, that was not me. I've tried, and every time I try to rope something, I do rope something, and it's myself. So you didn't want to see that, or maybe you did because it'd probably be hilarious. But all right, let's see. Bending ballistics, you're a member at Bench Rest. Oh yeah, that makes total sense actually. Yeah. Let's see. Critter, you prefer outdoor ranges, easier to pick up free brass. That's true, unless it's sat out in the rain. We've seen a lot of nasty looking brass up there too, but yeah, that's true. It is easier to pick up brass, and you never know. I actually found a really cool thing. I don't have it on me. It's actually upstairs in my bedroom, but one day we were out at Passau Park and I found a nickel that somebody had shot. And so the whole corner of it is bent backwards and is just really cool. I was like, you can shoot all kinds of things and get them misshapen. And I found that when I went to set the targets back up, and I just happened to look down at the ground because I'm always looking for brass and stuff anyway. And I was like, oh, money. And I picked it up and I was like, oh, it is money, but it's not spendable money because it's like a bent over collapsed nickel. So let's see here. Brian, think of this. We go from a pencil yellow with lead inners and now yellow brass with, you guessed it, lead in the inners. Parents tell us to grow up, but we find defiant ways to adapt and keep our youth. That's right. We must always stay young, right? Let's see here. What else we have going on? Um, Brian, yes, email me later about the Patreon topic. I would really appreciate that because yeah, I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I'll even give you the link to it and you can look at it and tell me. I'll probably I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to make the subscribe button bigger on my videos because I don't know if you've all noticed, I do have a subscribe button at the end of my videos, but it's teeny tiny. And I have tried and tried to resize that thing, and it's like the biggest I can get it. And everybody else has all these really cool like Clover Tack has all these really cool things. I'm watching his videos and he has all these really cool different pop-ups and clickable buttons that are linked embedded all throughout his videos. And I haven't figured any of that stuff out yet. So hopefully this summer, while I'm on a break from school, I will have lots and lots of time to be able to get all of that ironed out. And, hopefully by June, like mid-June, you guys will be able to see a completely better Jenny J 1911 YouTube channel and, get everything kind of tweaked to be a little bit nicer and more user-friendly. So Mark, hi Mark, good to see you. Have you ever watched Sunday Shoot Around Hickok 45 on YouTube? Yeah, that's regular watching for me. I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube. I have my set subscriptions of things that I watch all the time on YouTube, and Hickok 45 is, yes, I would say we watch Hickok 45 6 days out of 7 on our TV. So yeah, definitely the Sunday shoot arounds every week. And I love it's even the videos where he's sitting like inside his house just talking, lots and lots of fun. So Jer Bear, good night. Thank you so much for joining in and for offering up comments in the side chat. So awesome of you. Affordable Armory. You can't puff your cheeks out on an oboe, but you're supposed to on a blowgun. Yeah, apparently. You're so right. Yeah, it's a completely different embouchure than what you use to play a musical instrument. And yeah, it's probably closer to playing a trumpet or a brass instrument, just because you have to have that buzz through the mouthpiece. And so that's kind of the thing that I'm trying to keep in mind, that it's probably a little closer to that. And I'm not really well versed in the brass instrument world. So yeah, definitely have to practice my blow dart skills a little more before I ever show any of you guys any of that. So let's see. Oh, okay. Brian's Custom Canvas getting an important call. Best wishes for you and your family, Brian. Let's see what else is going on. Critter, you were 98 pounds at 15 years old trying to play the tuba. Well, tuba players are stereotypically bigger, beefier people. And so, yeah, 98 pound critter. I can imagine you playing the tuba or trying to. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. New and better Jenny J 1911. How is this possible? We love you. You love you. It was perfect already. Oh, Jeff. You just want a free cup, don't you? I know. That's all it is. No, that's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. And no, always room for improvement. I know that. And there are so many things that I see happening on my channel that I'm like, I want it to be so much better because I want you guys to have a more enjoyable experience. I mean, I want to push better content out to you guys. I want to be able to, give you more information and more education and more topics to talk about. And, I have all these dreams of things that I want to be able to present to you guys. And I'm just amazed that people have stuck by me so far. And, that I even have as many people as I do that watch regularly and support and comment. I can't believe I always look so forward to all of the comments that I get from everybody. And, it's just always so nice to be able to get up in the morning and I have a fresh set of comments to read, and I just love it. So, let's see. Drew Bradley, being as you're a school teacher, you have all the students that know all about how to deal with YouTube. So much so, they are likely bored with how to set up YouTube. Yes. So that would be true, except I don't discuss my YouTube channel with my students just because the content that I present on my YouTube channel, I don't want to be held liable, or and I don't want it to, I don't want to mix my school and my YouTube channel, just because, they are minors and that presents a whole other thing. So going in, it's very hard to go into a school and talk about firearms and do it without getting in trouble. So it's just better that I don't. And I try to keep my YouTube life off the table. Now, that being said, all of my students do know about it. They've all found it. And so when I'm walking down the hallway, a lot of days people are like, "Hey, Jenny J 1911." Yeah. So they know, they all know. So they know it's there, but I still try to avoid that conversation with them. And of course, I have 3 teenagers in my house myself, and they all are always offering advice for how to run my channel. So they're all telling me, my 15-year-old especially, she was telling me yesterday, we were talking about the NRA show, and she said to me, you need to vlog while you are at the NRA show. I said, okay, that's part of the plan. Don't worry. But she was all about it. She wanted to tell me all about it. So, let's see. Michael Dunn, I need more hot air. I think my husband would disagree with that. I think he thinks I'm already full of enough hot air as it is. I think a lot of times he's like, okay, let's quiet down now. It's quiet. Actually, he does say to me sometimes, it's quiet time. So poor guy. Let's see. Drew Bradley. That makes me sick to my stomach. Okay, just back the truck up right now. My school teachers told me I wasn't smart enough to play an instrument. Broke my heart as a kid. Okay. Drew, I don't know how old you are right now, but I will tell you it is never, ever, ever too late to learn a musical instrument if you haven't yet. A pox on your teachers for telling you that, seriously. There is never, ever any reason for any kid to be told for any reason that they cannot play a musical instrument. That just makes me absolutely sick. That is disgusting. And now you're going to, I promise I won't get on a soapbox, but when I taught 5th grade in Indiana, we had to get our 5th grade students ready for 6th grade. And 6th grade was the year they got to choose to join either band or choir. They could not do both. They had to choose one or the other. Being that I was a band and choir kid all of my life, I always encouraged every single one of my students, no matter their background, no matter their financial background or their academic background, none of that is a factor. Every student should be allowed to play a musical instrument. And I always always encouraged every one of them to learn to play a musical instrument because I said, first of all, it takes several different skill sets to play a musical instrument. And it brings all of those skill sets together so that you learn how to do them all at once. And second of all, it's much easier to learn to play a musical instrument and then leave it if you don't like it and do something like sing versus doing it the other way around. It's much harder to do the singing first, like join choir and decide you don't want to do that and then try to join bands later. So I always encouraged all of my students all the time, and I would tell their parents at spring parent-teacher conferences all the time, have them join band. And the middle school that we fed into had a very, very, very successful band program. So it just makes me sick that somebody would ever tell you that, Drew. I am sorry on behalf of all teachers everywhere. Nobody should have ever told you that. So yeah. So if you haven't learned an instrument, it's never too late. Go learn one now. So let's see. Michael Dunn, someone is brown nosing the teacher. You know what? Whatever it takes. I don't mind. If somebody wants to brown nose the teacher, it's okay. I support that. Jeff, you're a teacher's pet, front row and center. And you know what? Jeff was, I think, the first person to log in tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So, yes, I'm just going to leave that right there. He was front and center. Also, my new free cup. Yes, you will be 30 ounces hydrated for all the time. You just have to get one of these cups, and they hold 30 ounces. They're insulated, and I can tell you when I take this cup to bed with me every night and set it on my nightstand, and when I wake up in the morning, it still has ice in it. So they're good cups. Yes, exactly, Critter. Some Karen will flip out. There are lots of those. So yeah, I don't even take the chance. Let's see. Yeah, Drew, you're old enough to just remember that it was customary to be walking to school with a rifle on your shoulder for gym class and after school shooting sport. Yeah, those were the days, and that would be nice, right? Yeah. Let's see here. Bending Ballistics, you sang in Carnegie Hall your senior year of high school. That is awesome. My claim to fame is that I got to sing, and this is a true story, I got to sing backup for Kenny Rogers at a Christmas concert. He was performing in Toledo, Ohio, and I actually got to sing backup for him. This would have been in 1995, December of 1995. So I got to meet Kenny Rogers, and yeah, that was a very interesting experience. And so it wasn't Carnegie Hall, but it was Kenny Rogers. So, and everybody knows who Kenny Rogers is. So that was pretty cool. But let's see. Okay, so Drew, you live in northeastern Indiana. So like maybe the Angola area. That would be my guess because I grew up in Northwest Ohio. So, you know, we went to Angola and Fort Wayne all the time. That was the closest, those were the closest cities for us. So, Michael Dunn, who says we don't want to hear you sing? Maybe we do. We could all have a karaoke night some night. Everybody can join in, right? That would be a lot of fun. Let's see. Ice and vodka. No, it is water. Thank you very much. Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton. Yeah, no. Yeah. So I do actually still sing from time to time, and I thought about, you know, singing something just to put out on my YouTube channel, just because everybody be like, what? Where is this coming from? And what does this have to do with reloading? Absolutely nothing, unless I could sing, what's the song? Joni's Got a Gun, right? I actually need to change the lyrics to Jenny's Got a Gun. I wanted to make that my theme song, but I think there's probably some copyright issues on that. So probably can't do that one. But oh, Drew, you're closer to Van Wert. Yes. So that would be probably around the Roanoke area, maybe. There used to be a Sparky Mart that we stopped at all the time going up from West Lafayette to, we'd go through Wabash and Huntington and go north, then up to Fort Wayne. So yeah, I'm familiar with that area. All right, Affordable Armory, you are heading out because he's going to, shame on all the rest of us. He's going to the gym in the morning, not me. I have other stuff going on tomorrow, so no gym for me. So, all right, my ice cream is calling my name from the freezer. Hopefully my kids didn't find it while I was down here in the basement talking to you all. So I'm going to go up and check on my ice cream, and I am going to be heading to bed very soon. And it has been so much fun. I cannot believe it's been an hour and 40 minutes. Some of you have stuck with me for an hour and 40 minutes talking about not really much of anything. But, it was just a Friday night hangout. There was really no ultimate purpose to this. So I look forward to hearing from you all and talking to you all again soon. Make sure that you watch for a couple of videos to be pushed out very soon. Like I said, hopefully we'll get that Hellcat video out tomorrow night. So that should be a lot of fun. And I will definitely be on again probably Tuesday night for the live because I have a special guest coming up, and we will be talking to Clover Tack. And I cannot wait. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check out Clover Tack's channel. So he's going to be joining me on Tuesday night, and that's going to be a ton of fun. I'm very, very, very excited for that one. So make sure you look for us on Tuesday night and look for those videos. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and pass the word. If you decide to go to Houston, look me up at the NRA show. And I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will talk with you all again soon.